Turn our focus here at home now and get our weekly checkup with Santa Barbara County Public Health. Dr. Henning Ansorg joining us to get the very latest on the pandemic here at home. All right, June 15th, big day for everybody. We are waiting for that. Santa Barbara County is also still waiting to get into the yellow tier. Even if we do, will it matter being just a week before the 15th?
That's a very good question. That's $1 million question. We will be in the yellow tier for 1 week, and then the tiers will be gone. It will allow for that 1 week, at least it will allow for more occupancy at restaurants, movie theaters, places like that. So in the big picture, probably not such a big deal, but maybe for that week it helps.
Right. It may help a business out for a week before everything really starts to reopen. Vaccinations, we see all these incentives rolling out. We hear that these, $50 gift cards are being handed out. Is that working? Is it helping? If somebody doesn't want to get a vaccine, is that convincing anyone to go get one?
Well, we don't know yet, but we will have 10 extra millionaires in California just because you were vaccinated. So,
yeah,
that's for sure. It's actually 1.5 million. So I hope so. Honestly, we don't know yet, but I sure hope so. That there are some folks who are just on the fence. They just, are afraid of the needle, or it hasn't been convenient or something, and maybe that nudges them. So
Santa Barbara County is at 52% of the eligible population having at least one, or fully vaccinated, actually. So where do we stand in reaching out to those others that may be a little more hesitant?
Well, we're doing everything we can. We have outreach teams that go to churches, schools, swap meets, you name it. If anybody wants to host a vaccine clinic, please feel free to contact us and we make it possible. So we are trying to make it as easy and as convenient as possible. Any pharmacy has it, it's walk up. You don't need to make a fancy appointment online. You can just knock on the door in your pharmacy and get the shot.
All right, so we mentioned June 15th. That's kind of what everybody's keeping an eye on. What does fully reopen mean, though? Governor Newsom kind of tells us it's fully open, but then businesses are still wondering, well, if you work in an office building, does that mean you don't need to wear a mask? Does that mean that you don't have to have a vaccine, or you do have to? So there's a lot of questions. What does fully reopen mean?
Yeah, that's again an excellent question, because the employment sites are actually not, they're governed by the OSHA regulations, and that's for employee safety, right? So they're actually meeting these days and to come up latest on June 15th with their own guidance, and they have to discuss with the unions, and it's a big deal for these OSHA regulations to come out, and they will probably mandate mask wearing for employees in certain settings just for safety. For instance, manufacturing, just imagine you work very close to others for 8 hours. That's a prolonged exposure if you had a COVID person in there.
Sure. So
therefore they have to, it's different from passing somebody, at a restaurant for a brief second or something. It's different if you stand next to somebody working in manufacturing, for instance. So that's why those regulations will be still including masking.
What about if people are vaccinated? If you have a room full of workers that are vaccinated and OSHA still says that a mask needs to be worn, why?
No, they don't. So if you have an office and everybody in that shared office, everybody in that office is vaccinated, OSHA will not mandate mask wearing under those circumstances.
The next question is, though, how do you know? How do you know if someone's been vaccinated?
Yeah, so if those employees voluntarily share their vaccination status with each other, that would work. But I think there's also a lot of controversy whether an employer is actually allowed to ask. So it's really, that's why it takes so long for them to come out with this guidance.
It is all new territory, and that's why the 15th, this was giving us a few weeks gap from what the CDC had previously said a few weeks ago about their mask mandate, and hopefully people catch up by the 15th. So Dr. Ansorg, thank you so much for joining us here on Midday, getting the very latest from Santa Barbara County Public Health.
Of course.